December 2008. The world teetered on the edge of economic collapse. For one man, the stakes were far more personal. Two companies, two visions of the future, both moments away from disappearing forever. This is the story of Elon Musk's darkest 72 hours, and the gamble that saved everything. By late 2008, Elon Musk had poured his entire PayPal fortune into two ventures: SpaceX, daring to reach the stars, and Tesla, attempting to redefine transportation. But the global financial crisis was a tidal wave. Credit markets froze, investment vanished, and the future he envisioned seemed destined to drown. Every dollar, every dream was a fuse burning down. Both companies were hemorrhaging cash. The banks had closed their doors. The venture capitalists had gone silent. Elon Musk was running out of time and out of options. December 2008. SpaceX had just suffered its third consecutive failed rocket launch. Tesla was facing imminent insolvency if it didn't close a critical funding round by Christmas Eve. The situation was impossible. Elon had a few tens of millions left. To most, a fortune. To Elon, it was a death sentence. To save Tesla, he would have to starve SpaceX. To save the rockets, he would have to let the electric dream die. There was no middle ground, no safety net, just a cold, mathematical choice between two futures. His friends begged him to stop. His investors told him to pick one and walk away from the other. They called him delusional. They said he was trying to do the impossible while the world was burning around him. But Musk didn't see two companies. He saw one mission: the survival of humanity. Could he choose space over sustainable energy, or cars over humanity's multi-planetary future? The pressure was unimaginable. He held meetings, made calls, but the answer was always the same: no more money. The world had given up. Would he? Logic dictated a choice. Strategy demanded a sacrifice. But Elon Musk chose a third path, one that his own financial advisors called suicide. He decided to split his remaining $40 million exactly down the middle. $20 million to SpaceX, $20 million to Tesla. He wasn't just betting his money. He was betting his reputation, his sanity, and the very existence of the future he had promised the world. By dividing his strength, he had made both companies more fragile. Tesla now had enough cash to survive only until the end of the month. SpaceX was down to its final launch. If either one stumbled, they would both fall. It was a bridge made of glass, and the cracks were already showing. He spent those final days in a silent mode of his own. No press, no bravado, just endless meetings with investors who had already said no. He was waiting for a miracle in a year that had seen nothing but disasters. The world was celebrating the holidays, but for Elon Musk, Christmas was a deadline for a funeral. It was an act of audacious, almost irrational faith. A gamble that if one had a chance, both deserved it. Without the funding, the company would cease to exist. December 23rd, 2008. The world was preparing for Christmas, oblivious that a revolution was hanging by a thread. In Hawthorne, California, the silence was broken. A phone call that changed the trajectory of human history. NASA had made a decision. It was the Commercial Resupply Services contract, a $1.6 billion lifeline to SpaceX. In an instant, the bankruptcy ghost that had haunted Musk for a year was banished. SpaceX didn't just have enough to survive, it had the fuel to reach the stars. But the miracle was only half complete. Tesla was still 24 hours away from death. With the NASA contract in hand, the narrative shifted. Investors who had been running away suddenly turned back. Musk used the SpaceX win as a shield for Tesla. At 6 p.m. on Christmas Eve, with literally hours to spare, the funding for Tesla closed. The gamble had paid off. Both children had survived the night. Musk would later say that he cried when the deals went through. It wasn't about the money. The impossible was now inevitable. The $1.6 billion contract wasn't just a survival check. It was the foundation of a new era. Today, SpaceX is the gateway to Mars. Tesla is the leader of a global energy revolution. But neither would exist if one man had listened to the logical choice in a dark room in 2008. The lesson of 2008 isn't about luck. It's the ability to shut out the critics, the fear, and the statistics, and listen only to your own conviction. Success isn't found in the noise. It's forged in the silence of the struggle. When you feel like the world is collapsing, remember, Musk was 72 hours away from losing everything. Your breakthrough might be just a few hours beyond your breaking point. Stay in your mode. Let your results do the talking.